Hello, welcome to this short video about the service of judicial and extrajudicial documents in Ireland in accordance with the Hague Convention. There's a common and costly mistake which many foreign companies and foreign law firms make when it comes to having legal papers served on people who are resident in Ireland. Just by way of background, Ireland ratified the Hague Convention on the service abroad of judicial and extrajudicial documents in civil or commercial matters in 1994. However, very significantly, Ireland had objections and reservations. One of those objections was to Article 10, which provided for the freedom under Article 10b and 10c of judicial officers, officials or other competent persons of the state of origin to effect service in Ireland of judicial documents directly to judicial officers, officials or other competent persons. The net effect of Ireland's objection is simply this. Ireland stated in its objection that it did not intend to preclude any person in another contracting state who is interested in a judicial proceeding or his lawyer from effecting service in Ireland directly through a solicitor in Ireland. So essentially Ireland was saying that if you want to have process effected in accordance with the Hague Convention, you must do it either through a solicitor in Ireland or through the central authority itself, which is the Master of the High Court. This essentially means then that there are only two officials. What this means then for serving process in Ireland is that there are only two officials with the necessary competence to effect service under the Hague Convention in Ireland. One is the central authority, that is the Master of the High Court, and two is a practicing solicitor in Ireland. You might come across, and you'll see many advertisements and so on for international process servers. These would be firms of process servers who take on and provide legal services to people all around the world. Many of them are sort of law agents, many of them are legal services firms, some of them are legal document translation firms. However, they do not have the necessary competence to effect service in Ireland under the Hague Convention. So, be very, very careful when you are engaging anybody's services, either, from outside of Ireland who is not a solicitor, because they simply don't have the competence, and you will not have good service in accordance with the Convention. Many foreign law firms, unfortunately, are unaware of this. This can lead to bad service then through these process servers or legal services firms or law agents effecting service, because almost certainly any service provided by them in this context will certainly fail to withstand a subsequent legal challenge by the defendant. Service by mail then is permitted in Ireland. However, there are serious problems with it because, number one, enforcing a judgment on foot of postal service alone may be very difficult. In addition, many US states have divided opinions as to the propriety of such service. For example, in Florida, the courts have handed down conflicting judgments. In some cases they permitted service by mail, and in other cases they didn't allow it. So the two methods of effecting service in Ireland are basically through the central authority, which is the Master of the High Court, or by using a practicing Irish solicitor. The problem with requesting the central authority is that it can be quite slow and cumbersome. They simply don't have the resources, the human resources, summon servers and solicitors, for example, to carry out service promptly around the country. And they may not have time then to find the defendant. In other words, if they can't find a defendant quickly and easily the first time, that's assuming that they're going to do it for you at all, well then they certainly won't spend too much time looking. The benefit of using a practicing Irish solicitor then is probably the quickest and most convenient way to effect service in accordance with the Hague Convention. He or she can help you to prepare the request for service form. That's certainly something that we do. We submit the request and the papers then to be served to the central authority. We serve the papers on the defendant. We draft and swear the necessary affidavit of service, which will be required to go back into the central authority for the master then, or the deputy master, to certify service in accordance with the Hague Convention. The Irish solicitor then can also deal with any queries that may arise from either you as client or from the central office of the High Court, which is the central authority. Your Irish solicitor can also help find the defendant if necessary, and he or she then will return the papers to you together with the necessary certificate of service from the Master of the High Court, from the central authority. My name is Terry Gorry. I'm a solicitor with Terry Gorry and Company Solicitors. You can contact me through the telephone numbers that you see on the screen there, or you can email me, terry@businessandlegal.ie. Thanks for watching.